thought I'd show you that I've upgraded this main area considerably. For example, oh heck, let's just do the tour from the bottom up. Okay, so while I'm headed home, I thought I would show that I've made significant improvements trying to make a fun living space out of this really fine castle. I'll run down for my slimy snack. Eat the slime. Eat the slime. Number 4. Oh, I'll eat the slime while I'm giving you the tour. I mean, like, it wasn't cool enough. It's hard to think of anything to add to it, but I did add this row up here of iron fence to make those archway spaces into usable workspaces. I started some flower gardening out here, and I completely blocked off this area, so this is reasonably secure. Nice marble that I silk touched down below. Glass all around, so this is probably going to be Tinker's Construct, Smelteries, and some other usable space. I added a ladder going up. This area up here, I've made various improvements. Now, a creeper blew up a whole bunch on this side of the nice colored wool, but at the bottom of the world there's basalt. So I ran through and put basalt. Screw you, I'm trying to talk here. So I put basalt all around there and a ladder up, and with that and the iron gates and trimming out these pillars a little bit, what I ended up with was a nice usable set of workspaces up here. Pretty darn secure. This all looks like a crazy prison, but really love this design. Anyway, so all around here I now have all these little work areas. And as I even started salvaging the second floor. I'll have to put the iron gates out there again. But up here, there's plenty of light, but I really think this is going to be a spectacular central workspace. I mean, it already is spectacular, and I'm just going to make it a workspace, and that makes it a spectacular workspace. The funny thing with this castle, and I've kind of always wanted this in a game. I don't need string. The string can take a hike. So I've always wanted this in a game. I've essentially got a big old castle that's effectively haunted. I mean, anytime I try and do work, I can always hear footsteps and creatures, and often I don't even see them, I just hear them. So it's pretty darn interesting. Let me salvage a little more of this space. So if you listen, I got this big old castle, sort of all to myself, but it definitely has its other occupants. And it's pretty darn weird. Looking around, there's a cube, there's probably zombies up there. It's just so fun. It's like I say, it's a great design, plus the history, and plus it still has enough dark spaces that it's not entirely safe, and probably never will be. There's a skeleton. Yeah, so, like I say, it's my castle now. I definitely owned it, but it's also haunted and full of creepy bits. But just excellent design, fun, and that's what I'm working on. I'll put the iron bars out there and make this another work area. And at that point, I think, as a central workspace, this just can't be beat. These areas up here, like I say, should be nice and secure. I'll probably redo all that in basalt to, it's pretty now, but basalt is blast resistant, so that's the main consideration. It has to freaking survive. Hey, don't leave the doors open. So, those are my improvements to Castle Vee, and I'm working on what I can do with the design that I started with. Make it mine, expand, do more work, and hope to have more adventures soon. And I just did another expedition to find gravel, sand, and clay, and the reason being is I need to make grout and cook it because I was planning to do a smeltery from Tinker's Construct, and you kind of need a bunch of seared bricks for that, and the grout cooks up into seared bricks. Now, once you've got the seared bricks, you put 4 of them together to make a seared block. 8 of them in a circle will make a smeltery controller. But I'm just gradually trying to get ready to participate in that particular mod. Now, the fun thing about it needs a whole lot of other bits and pieces. Let's see. The most basic thing in the Tinker's Construct mod is the blank pattern. And as I recall, a blank pattern over a crafting table gives you one of the main pieces of furniture, the tool station. The blank pattern, I think, over a log gives you another one, a part builder. Let me go and do another of these. I think there's one more blank pattern item. Is that over a piece of wood? Yep, and that's the other one. Now that is a nice easy mod to get set up on. Stencil table, part builder, tool station. If I'm not mistaken, there is one more piece. Let me see here. That would be, I believe, a blank pattern over a chest to get your pattern chest. It's kind of nice when you can just get a feel for the logic of what a programmer is doing and take it from there. Blank pattern over a chest gives you your pattern chest. So that's the core of the early phase of Tinker's Construct. And just to be fair, you will need a whole bunch of other blank patterns in order to actually make anything. So let's get that. 1, 2, I'll start with 6 of them. Blank patterns, you will need those. So, let me grab some more seared bricks. Who else is cooking? Cooking with coal. Now the main part, I already have a smeltery controller downstairs. I'm going to use half of this to make another batch of seared blocks. It's actually going to take quite a few of these things. Because a smeltery in general is it's a roughly 5x5 box where the base is only 3x3. And let's go take a look at that. I'm setting it up right downstairs in the middle of my new giant workspace. Now the center, let's just see, this is right underneath my dripping faucet upstairs. Basically you put down the 3x3 base recessed into the ground, and as I get all the pieces, they'll all go around, and I'll build up another layer and then another layer. To make it an actual smeltery, you have to complete some number of layers. Let me see if I could, I have enough to do one more. It does take quite a bit of resources to make one of these jobbies. So, the goal here is, let's see, if the main drag is going to be here, I want my controller here. It's not set up yet. It's technically a smeltery, but it's not set up yet. We need a smeltery tank to put lava in to power the thing. And then on the side, you'll need smeltery drains to actually pour stuff out into the tables. The casting table and the casting basin. But for now, seems a reasonable place. Let's set up the main deal here. First we need the stencil table, pattern chest, part builder, tool station. So I like to put these guys back to back. 2, 3. Okay, that is stencil table makes stencils, which then go into the pattern chest, and they're picked up by the part builder, and ultimately your tool station is where you build your tools. So let me put my Speaking of tools, let me put my stuff back to defaults here. Now, as an example, let's go and start the first few items we're going to want. Really, I just want to use this mod to make, it lets you build specific items with specific powers without having to use all kinds of weird magic. So the ones I really want are a Silk Touch pick and a self-repairing one. Now, self-repair, you need to have a glob of moss, which you can get from 9 mossy cobblestone. But the basic idea is we have to start with wooden stencils. So I'm going to want a pickaxe head. And I don't need a shovel head quite yet. Sword blade. It'd be kind of nice to have a self-healing sword, but I have like a dozen darn swords up there. What's the next one here? So, okay. A tool binding is what holds a pick together. Actually, if you want to see, there you go. The tool station will tell you for a pick you need one of those, the head, the tool binding, and a tool rod. For a shovel, you just need a shovel head and a tool rod. For an axe, it's an axe head and a tool rod. And the first icon, the anvil, is where you make your actual tools. So, I got a binding, I got a pick. The next pattern I need is the tool rod knife blade. That one always fools me. Tough tool rod. I just need a normal tool rod. Oh, rod! That's a large blade. That's fletching. That looks like a tool rod pattern. So I can already put these in my pattern chest. 1, 2, 3, and the blanks. Why can't you put blanks in a pattern chest? That's just weird. I'll leave the blanks in there. So the first thing we can do, for example, is go to our part builder, which will read from any tool chest, any pattern chest that's connected to it. Put patterns in the part builder plus a material, and now I have a stone pickaxe head. And there's kind of an important reason why I'm doing this. Initially, well, there's stone shards, that's useless. Initially, like I say, you have to start with wooden stencils that can only make certain types of materials. Can only use certain types of materials. In order to use metals, you have to make molten metals in the giant smeltery, and you have to cast aluminum, brass patterns around these stone items. You'll see, it's not that crazy. And for now, I'll put the leftover materials here. When you start on your smeltery, you automatically get a book about smelting. That's kind of cool. Let me see. These are parts that are going to be used in my hand. I don't want to use up all of these, because there's a few other pieces that you have to build as well. But I can make 3 more. So it will gradually build up. Like I say, I want a seared tank under there. And let me see, some of these I just need to check the recipe because seared tank recipe, that's 8 blocks around glass, that's reasonable. Seared glass you can use just to look inside. It's the smeltery, it's not really essential. But that's 4 with 6 glass in the middle. Seared windows, same thing. The one you really need, seared faucet, seared stone. The one we really need is the smeltery, he who smelt it dealt it. The smeltery drain is the other critical one, which is 6 of them down the side. So, as you can see, we're going to need a whole lot of these darn bricks. Let me make a few more components. This block I can't really do anything with at the time, so I'm planning to put a drain, a window, a drain. A drain, a window, a drain. This side is going to be solid. So let's see if we can't make a few more items. Let's see, we're going to build smeltery drain. It requires 6 of these guys down the side. And then the drain is useless without the seared faucet. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of stuff. Seared faucet was pretty easy to make. Just 3 of them. And I only have 2 of them. Oh well, but we're getting there. A 5. If we want to put a smeltery drain on this side, that's not right. The drain has to go with the small hole on the outside and the big hole on the inside. And then you would attach a faucet there and put a casting basin or a casting table underneath. And then you tap the faucet to get the molten metal to come out. At the moment, I need to go find some more materials to make some more of these bricks, so I'll be right back. And here I am cooking some more grout, which is gravel, sand, and clay, to get seared bricks. Now 4 of those plus 5 glass should give me a window, though the seared window is pretty much optional, but it is kind of nice to be able to look in there and see what's going on. So that's good. I need a few more of them to make, what was the next part? I got the drain. I need another drain, actually. So that'll give me another drain. Now I need 2 faucets, which are 3 blocks each. It's kind of fun. I always like these multi-block machines. You know, in this particular world, Hexxit, there's almost essentially no technology, so this is about all you got. The other benefit, as I forgot to mention, the other benefit to having the smeltery is it's the only way in this low-tech world to get 2 ingots out of a single block of ore. You melt the ore, you pour the, you hit the faucet, put an ingot cast over the casting basin, and you can get 2 ingots out for each metal ore or metal gravel you put in. And in this world, that's the only way to double your ore output, so that's definitely a useful thing. So I got a seared glass, smeltery drain, seared brick. I'm actually pretty close to having a complete system here. So 7 more of those, so I can do 4 more bricks. Almost there, almost there. That one's done. That one's done. You just got a little bit overcrowded because you had all the coal. So, well, let's add a few more pieces and see how it's coming. Of course, then I have to look up how to make the actual casting basin. But again, I wanted a second smeltery drain here. The drains are useless without the faucets. Then I need casting tables underneath. And I was going to put a window on this side. Kinda cool. This side, maybe I'll put a window there. That way I can do 1 less brick. And now I have 1 brick more than I need. Now what's nice with the smeltery is, this is the controller. It's currently not functional. As I say, I need the smeltery tank. That's the big one I need under there. Now I made a smeltery tank. It's not there, it's in the chest. Oh boy. You really? I'm trying to... You're like a living friggin' goo brick. Just stop it. I'm trying to do a demo. You're interfering with my train of thought. I don't need all this right now. Let's go with... Okay, I need that. That's one of the final pieces. Totally critical. That's where you're going to put the lava to turn the thing on. Now it's not quite complete yet. Like I say, I wanted to put 2 smeltery drains. And then once I do that, I've put a window here. It will be 2 tiers of this will be complete, so it should turn on at that point. Let's see, smeltery drain is 6 each. Now I'm not going to have the faucets for these. They're just for future expansion. I don't know that I'll ever need 4 smeltery drains, but you know, just trying to build, show how the thing is built. Small hole out, small hole out. Okay, so now it's smoking. I mean, it's going. This is now an official smeltery with 3x6, 18 slots. Well, actually 3x9. Should be 3x9. 18 slots. No, 18 is right. because what it is that's actually the number of internal spaces, and 9 times 2 is 18. So this is really cool. I'm going to go run and get some ores to smeltify.